This is the tale of two travelers who arrive in New York for a connecting flight. One flew Pan Am, and one didn't. With Pan Am, international and domestic flights are all under one roof. So whilst this passenger makes his way to another terminal, our Pan Am traveler is never more than a few steps away from his departure gate. In fact, anyone who's had trouble making a connection should now know that Pan Am have the only one check-in, one terminal service to over 40 US cities. Pan Am. You can't beat the experience.
Deep in the heart of the West Country, at the turn of the century, lived Herbert Hill Brain, purveyor of quality meats. And when Herbert Hill said quality, he meant quality. That would have been fame enough for any man. But in 1925, Herbert Hill Brain surpassed himself, creating the tasty meat dish of pork, liver and onions, traditionally served with a rich West Country sauce, to which he gave his name, Brains Faggots. We think he'd have liked the changes we've made. Brains Faggots, so tasty, you'll wish you'd tried them years ago.
In 1847, men got just a little excited at the mention of a certain word. But 5,000 miles away in Copenhagen, one man worked methodically towards his own personal dream, so that when he struck gold, it wasn't just a flash in the pan. Carlsberg, probably the best lager in the world.
The law of nature demands that only the fittest shall survive. After years of development, the new Gulf is about to emerge. Longer, wider, roomier, with new brakes, new suspension, a choice of new engines, and a brand new body. At Volkswagen, we believe if at first you succeed, try again. The born-again Golf.
Impulse, the irresistible all-over body spray. Men just can't help acting on impulse.
Capture those sporting moments on Super Avalon videotape from TDK, the great name in tape cassettes.
Well, after that, I'm sure you'd like to know that next Saturday at 11:25, 9 to 5, the series returns to London Weekend Television. Next Saturday night, 11:25.
Sunday at 7:15. A new batch of bloomers in It'll Be All Right on the Night 4.
Look for one who's alert and active, and beware of bargain birds.
There's live comedy, live from Her Majesty's at 8:15.
Just a minute, Chicken George. I told you before you came on here, no dancing. Why not? The last time I let you dance, it rained for 3 days.
And at 9:15, Martin Shaw, Lewis Collins and Gordon Jackson are back. The Professionals, Sunday entertainment on ITV.
Next, after the London News headlines, rock concert with Crosby, Stills and Nash.
So you think your new high-interest check account is right up my street, eh, Griffin? Why's that?
You know your money, Tom. We're offering money market rates of interest if you keep £2,000 or more in your account.
Very nice.
What's more, you can get at your savings just like that, without penalties.
I see. So if the roof falls in...
You can have your money before the dust settles. You can write a cheque for £200 or more anytime you like.
And if I spot a bargain, Griffin?
Ooh, you can snap it up, Tom. The Midland high-interest cheque account from the Listening Bank.
Hello.
Oh, no.
Do you always pick Stork SB?
My daughter would never have anything else.
Is that a fact?
It's a fact, yeah.
Every season, we set out to find the best family fashions. But before we put our collection together, we take it apart. Only when our clothing's past all this does it get the Asda guarantee. Immediate exchange or refund if you're anything less than delighted. Asda, not just altogether, but altogether better.
The gas people are your people, helping when you want to know how to keep your fuel bills low. Great value gas, and by design we've even planned for those who need a helping hand. Oh, gas is always there for you, for years ahead or winter through. Reliable gas. From keeping out the chill to earning your goodwill by helping you to cut your bill. Wonderful gas.
Impulse, the irresistible all-over body spray. Men just can't help acting on impulse.
Just look at the LED display on the K20.
But it sounds so tinny compared with the V45.
Here, here.
We haven't got that sort of money to spend. I've got a suggestion to make.
I know. I'll go to Laskys.
If you can't make up your mind about hi-fi systems, you'll find sensible advice and competitive prices at Laskys.
Now, this system sounds even better with these speakers and costs £50 less.
A word of advice about hi-fi. Laskys.
Treat me nice, treat me good, treat me like you really should. 'Cause I am made of wood, and I do have a wooden heart.
Next time you dust, spray on Pledge. Its real wax formula shines and cares for wood.
Treat me nice, treat me good, treat me like you really should. 'Cause I am made of wood, and it's Pledge for my wooden heart.
Pledge treats wood good.
From the Queen of Crime, a tale of murder.
I swear, if I don't get away from this place, I'll kill her.
Agatha Christie's A Caribbean Mystery, coming soon.
Good evening. Here are the London news headlines. 4 of the victims of today's series of bomb attacks in London are still in hospital, and 2 of them have been undergoing surgery. All 23 casualties were injured when one bomb went off at a Mayfair nightclub used mainly by Arabs. There was a second explosion in front of a newsagent shop in Queensway, but 3 other bombs, also planted outside newsagents in West London, were spotted and detonated under control. All the shops sell Arab newspapers. Scotland Yard is certain the attacks are connected with a continuing feud between rival Libyan groups in Britain. A GP who sold prescriptions for hard drugs to heroin addicts has been ordered to be struck off the medical register. The General Medical Council was told that Dr. Herman Tansby gave methadone and Ritalin at £20 a time to addicts who came to his surgery near London's Harley Street. 4 of his 170 drug user patients died. A Mexican diplomat has been robbed at knife point in the North London suburb of Hampstead. Captain Jorge Guerra Penoria, the military and air attaché to Britain, was stopped in the street by two black men who threatened him with a knife and ran off with his wallet containing £42. More anti-nuclear demonstrators have been turning up at the Greenham Common Air Base in Berkshire in response to an appeal for support from the peace women. About 50 men and women marched to the base from Newbury to join the group of 150 people already gathered there. GLC Transport Committee Chairman Dave Wetzel is denying claims that 90% of London's transport staff who collect fares have been reported for so-called irregularities. Mr. Wetzel says the number is much lower because many of the 10,000 incidents on report involve multiple complaints against individual workers. Meanwhile, Environment Secretary Patrick Jenkin has accused GLC leader Ken Livingstone of preaching defiance of parliamentary democracy. Speaking at the Conservative Local Government Conference in Kensington, he said Mr. Livingstone incites violence by urging councillors to support law-breaking on picket lines. Finally, a Horseferry Road magistrate heard today how a group of jobless waiting for the dole money got legless on 2 crates of stolen whiskey. The court was told the binge took place after a stranger walked up to the dole queue outside a DHSS office in Victoria and handed out bottles of spirit. 3 men, originally charged with drunkenness and later accused of stealing the whiskey, were conditionally discharged for a year. Those are the headlines from us tonight. More tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock.